Hey, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Your support helps the YouTube channel go. Let's talk about playing aggressive. If you've ever watched me play, either on the Twitch stream or through my videos, you will note that I am rarely camping in the back. And if I do camp or hide in a bush, if I camp bush, it's a tactic, not a strategy. Which is to say, it's a situational thing that I do because the situation on the map requires it. So why? Why do you play aggressively? Couple reasons. Number one, I think is probably the most obvious to most people, but it more reliably creates wins. Playing aggressively more reliably creates wins over time. Now, if you're terrible and you YOLO, then that's going to hurt your chances to win. That's obvious. That is not what I am talking about. I am talking about moving forward, taking critical terrain, and helping your team win by exploiting openings. That's the kind of aggressive that I'm talking about. Additionally, what is one that some people probably don't think about too much? Actually, it's two things: credits and experience. Credits and experience. I'll show you what I mean right here on this game, this match that I have loaded into with Rocket. We are a platoon, tier 7, Panther M10, premium German medium tanks, which are basically Panthers that are made to look like M10 tank destroyers to fool the Americans in the Ardennes during the Battle of the Bulge. Read more about it. It's good stuff. Off we go to the South Hill. So on this map we are defending, and this is Karelia, and the two critical pieces of terrain are the South Hill or the Southwest Hill and the Northeast Hill. The enemy spawns back here. They will try to take these hills and then work forward into your spawn, and some of them will camp here. Often you'll have a scout come across, sometimes from both sides. So the enemy scout will try to tuck up here. Your scouts will often try to tuck up under here. Only one scout in this game is very good. I'm not sure exactly where he shows up, but right now he's not blitzing through the middle, or at least nobody is seeing him. And of course Artie is going to sit in the back. Going along with the theme of being aggressive, myself and Rocket are going to push forward. And I mentioned you're going to push forward and be aggressive because it more reliably creates wins and it gives you more credits and experience. Well, how does it do that? Well, you're in a better position to do damage, number one. And number two, you're going to get that spotting and assist damage because you're the guy up here making it happen. So we come on up here. I am sitting with a regular AP round, but I'm going to quickly go to gold, and they are pushing us pretty hard. You'll see Rocket gets hammered pretty quick. Now the thing about coming up to this hill, I won't mention the other hill, that's for another time. The thing about coming up this hill is that's a good spot where he is, but it's also the most obvious spot, and because they sent so many guys up here so fast, he is getting hammered. You've got a Challenger right there. The Rev has a big gun and good depression. You've got a 304 of all things sitting right there, and then the ISU is sitting in the back. And I am unspotted till then, so we surprise a little bit the Rev, but the Rev has decided that he is going to go after Rocket, and we are rocking his world. So Rocket helped rock his world. I'm going to make an ill-advised move up to the top here. I'm lucky I didn't get hit. Going for a shot right there, and of course we have quite a few tanks that are pushing up. Now I just got some spotting damage on that Oni. There's an example of what I'm talking about. I'm the one doing the spotting for all these clowns back here who are sniping. Good news is the prototype and the 34 coming up, so that's great, excellent. Let's get up here and take this. Now Rocket has just died, and what I want you to understand about that is, see that little lane that's hard to see, but their sniper spot up there can shoot right through there. And we discussed that after he died. He said, yep, I backed up too much. Because we get spotted by their guys on the hill, their snipers over there on that sniper hill will have shots at us. Now I'm going to get a little over aggressive here in just a moment. Lose a bunch of my hit points, but right now we're spotting. The T-34 makes kind of a bad move. He goes around. I understand what he's doing, but right now there's just too many. I bounce, and that's where I lose a bunch of hit points. Right now there's just too many snipers up on their hill for him to do that. And we're going to be down a T-34 here in a moment, I believe. And we continue to work these guys. So the prototype is kind of sitting there happy to wait for them to come after him, even though he's got some pretty good armor. And to some extent, he's kind of staying out of my way, which I appreciate. What I would like him to do is maneuver to where I can work this and he can work this. Get unlucky there where they bounce. And another one. The Tiger 2 takes a shot at the Proto, which has a great front armor. And we got this Challenger who comes up and over with that crummy gun and somehow nails me anyway. But that's spotting damage for me. I'm the one who saw him. He takes another hit. And you can see that we're starting to win. We've taken down the Oni, the 122, the Rev. Now we get him. Carnarvon's down. The Carnarvon's down. And we got the Tiger 2. He's going to poke out. I'm going to try to track him, make him miss. Unfortunately, I didn't track him. Challenger's still spotted. Another shot on him, and he nails me. And then we get the Proto. And I get a little salty right here because I'm trying to get away from this guy. And I'm glad I bounced. So clearly should not have done that. But that was just poor SA on his part. He's just going to shove right through me, not try to get out of my way. And we'll take a shot right there. And again, another shot into the Challenger. That's a bit shared for me. 2,368 spotting damage. And I've done 973. And I'm a tier 7 medium. So we pretty much have this thing won. Let's clean up on aisle 2. Obviously all their TDs are hanging back here. The 304 was here last seen. We'll see him run away in just a moment. And here's the other thing about getting credits and damage when you're up front. When it's clean up on aisle 2 time, you're closer to the hit points. You're closer to the hit points as long as you're still alive. Which means I'm going to get there first before all those guys that were camping back there in the back. 304 goes around the corner. While I'm droning along here and we kill this 304, let's talk a little bit about my chicanery back there where I shoot at that guy. Obviously, you do not do that. That's just poor form. Getting a little bit irritated by the guy bumping into me. At the same time, probably he's irritated because I was bumping into him. So just poor form. In fact, the other day I actually got killed by somebody that drove in front of me when I shot. And oh, by the way, if you shoot somebody, it's your fault. It doesn't matter if you drove in front of them or they drove in front of you. If you're the one that fired, that's your fault as far as I'm concerned. And before I could even apologize, he swung his turret and nuked me and killed me off. Which I understand. And what's interesting about the, we'll kill this guy first, he comes at me. And what's interesting about the TK system is it does to some extent allow a little bit of that if you lose your cool and shoot somebody, it doesn't automatic take you out. And that's nice, but it does punish you if you do it repeatedly. So that's kind of the thing with the TK system. Alright, so I've got the Scorpion and I've spotted him. Now I know he doesn't have a really great dispersion on that gun, and once he starts moving, I'm going to pop out and shoot. And that's something to watch for when you're doing peekaboo. I'm definitely a one-shot to this Scorpion, so I didn't want to just come around the corner and let him have a shot while he was fully zoomed. But once he starts moving, the dispersion opens up, and that's your opportunity to come out, and he will have less of a chance to hit you. Just enough to take that shot. And I'm still spotting him. I'll end up getting that last bit of damage. So it comes out to 3,375, and I got up to 1,161 on the damage. So that right there is the reason why you play aggressively. Number one, more reliably creates wins. And probably more importantly, because we're all grinding and trying to make credits and experience, it simply makes more credits and more experience. I hope this helped. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. Otherwise, we will see you later.